Hi, I'm Neil and thank you very much for joining me today for a review of Deep Sea Adventure. This is an Oink game for 2 to 6 players, plays pretty quickly and it's got a lovely little table presence. I'm going to take you down to the table, give you a brief overview of how to play. It won't be a full rules explanation, but it'll give you a good idea as to how the game plays. And then I'll bring you back up for my final thoughts. Okay, cheers! Okay, so this is Deep Sea Adventure set up for 3 players. The only difference when you're playing with more players is there'd be more characters out. So the yellow player is going to go first. They're going to take the 2 dice. These are special dice, numbered 1 to 3 only. They roll it, and they're going to move 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They then have a choice. Do they pick up this tile, or do they carry on? They have to make this decision right now. They're going to decide to carry on, so we put them down. And then the red player goes. They roll a 3, so they move 3. They are also going to leave that one. The blue player's turn. They roll a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll notice that they didn't stop on the spaces with other players. They skip over. They've gone a nice, decent distance. What they're going to decide to do is they're going to take this tile. You're not allowed to look at it. They take it over here and they replace it with one of these. And that's their go. Right. So then, going back to the yellow player, who was the first player, they then have to decide, are they going forward or are they going backwards? They're going to carry on going forwards. They hold no treasure, so the oxygen does not move down. They move 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. They take that treasure for themselves. Red player is going to carry on going forward. They move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They also are going to decide to take that treasure. So, it's the blue players go. They have 1 treasure, oxygen goes down by 1. They have to decide if they're going forward or backwards. They're going to carry on going forwards. But now, when you roll the dice, it's a 5. You lose 1 movement for each treasure you're holding. So, they're going to move only 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're going to pick this one up. Okay. So now it is the red player's turn. We lose 1 oxygen. They decide they're going backwards. They are going back to the ship. They rolled 5, which minus 1 is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're heading back now. So it's the yellow player's turn again. They decide they're going to head back. Oxygen goes down by 1. They roll 3, which is 2 spaces. They're going to pick up another one. Blue players now also going to go back. The oxygen goes down by 2 because they've got 2 treasures. So now their movement is going to be severely restricted. So they can only move 2 because they're losing 2. But what they can do now is when they land on one of these spaces, they can decide to, if they want to, replace something they've got with one of these landing spaces. So that's going to help them move back. So you're going to keep on going like this until either one of 2 things happens. All players are back to the submarine, or the oxygen runs out. When the oxygen runs out, anyone not yet back to the submarine is knocked out this round. Anyone that's carrying any treasures that are knocked out, they get put down here in stacks of 3, starting from the player furthest from the submarine backwards. Otherwise, the last player to get back to the submarine, if all players get back to the submarine, they become start player on the next round. And the player who's knocked out furthest down also becomes start player the next round if that occurs. So once the round is over and everyone's gone back, oxygen will be reset back to 25. Any spaces which have got these tiles on it are taken away. And as you can see, the path down to the big treasures becomes greater and greater. So you're going to play that 3 rounds. At the end of the game, everyone will turn over their treasures and all their points are then calculated. The person with the most points wins. You'll notice that the 1 dot treasures range from 0, so 2, another 0 there, 3, 2, yeah, so on and so forth. And then from the 2 dots onwards, you start getting more valuable ones, as you can see. And then obviously by the time you get to the 4 dots, you're then looking at some big, much bigger values, you know. So yeah, as an example. So that is how you play Deep Sea Adventure. A quick talk about the rulebook, which is really nice and clear. very easy to follow. A couple of examples of what happens when, just to get your head around how the treasures stack up and what happens when people are knocked out and all that. It is all explained in there, and it's quite nice and concise, so that's good. The little divers are very, very cute, as is the submarine. Dice, very light, and this is quite a bouncy surface, so it can move quite a bit, but that's fine. The tiles are nice quality. Yeah, for what it is, for what you're paying, it's really, really good components wise. Yeah, really happy with it. So let me take you back up top to give you my final thoughts. Okay, I hope that how to play and a quick look at the rules and components gave you a good feel for Deep Sea Adventure. This is another Oink game that just is satisfying to play for such a small box. You're getting a lot of fun for your gameplay. It's so easy to get to the table. It's a roll and move, which I don't have any other roll and moves, I don't think, but it's a roll and move with a lot of decision space. The decision space of, do I pick up this treasure? Do I not pick up this treasure? Do I push my luck and go further and further? Do I turn around now and run back and hope that I run the oxygen out for everybody? Which, if anyone that's played with me will know, that's my favourite tactic. Grab some stuff, get back. It's really, really good fun. I must say, during the rules, I didn't explain that when you turn back to go back to the submarine, that's your one decision. You cannot then just change your mind and go back down. But you can pick up things on the way back, which I absolutely love doing. So getting down nice and low, grabbing something early, then hauling back very quickly, but picking things up on the way, depleting that oxygen, to keep on depleting it. At the end of each round, you show what you've collected if you've been lucky to collect anything, and if you're doing really, really well, it makes other people push their luck to get further and further down, which is just fantastic. The game is pretty suitable for families, but played this with quite serious gamers and everyone loves it. It does say 2 to 6. I would say 2's okay. You know, it's nothing special. 3 onwards is where I would say it's fantastic. The more players you have, the quicker the treasure goes, but also people are leapfrogging each other so much easier, which is fantastic for getting down really deep really early. However, if everyone decides to turn around and you're at the front, getting back involved in that leapfrogging is really, really difficult and makes for a really, really fun experience. So probably like 4 players, I would say, is like the optimum way of playing this. Now you can play 2, and I've house ruled this that you can play 2 and both of you control 2 divers each, and that's really good fun as well. So length of play, 20 minutes, maybe 25 at a push. Really not a long time with that shared oxygen of only 25 oxygen in each round. Obviously the less players will mean it goes down slightly slower. More players, that gets depleted so quickly and you don't realise how quickly you're not going to get back to the ship. It's absolutely fantastic. In terms of value for money, this is a really great example of what Oink do best. It's a lot of fantastic components in a small little box, which is very affordable, easy to teach and easy to play. So value for money, this is right up there for me. I think this is one of my favourite Oink games alongside, to be fair, I mean, I've got 6 amazing Oink games and this is one of my favourites, but they're all one of my favourites. They're all very, very good of the ones that I have. But this is a fantastic game for getting people to the table, people who don't normally play board games or people who played board games a long time ago and are very used to the concept of roll and move. You just teach them a few other little caveats during the game and they're like, oh, that's interesting. It kind of opens up a world of other games for people. So yeah, so for me, this is an essential purchase, especially if you're going to be able to play it at 3+ players. If you only play games at 2, you might want to just play someone else's copy, borrow a copy, etc. But for the price you're paying, you know, give it a go. It's absolutely fantastic. So yeah, that was my quick review of Deep Sea Adventure from Oink. Absolutely love it. I highly recommend you get a play of this, and thank you very much for watching the video. I will see you on the next one. Cheers!